Okay, so look, some of you would probably rather I rank fights in order like part 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going right to part 5 because I really like that one, and as Joker says, do I really look like a guy who gives a flip about what people think? Originally I was going to do a number list, but my friend convinced me to do a tier list, so you guys can thank them for that. This is what we're working with here. I made this one myself. I know, very good. Thank you, thank you. So every time I finish a tier, I'm gonna put on screen what it looks like after that. Also, I suck at saying names a lot of the time, especially for these characters, so I'm just gonna be calling them by their stand names. Sue me. So to start off F tier, we have Beach Boy, which not only is the user hideous to look at, but the stand itself is just a fishing rod. I'm not dissing fishing, I think it's great, but this one loses a point for me because of the visual of the fishing hook going in people's wrists, which is foul. I don't have too much to say about this one because I don't really actually have many thoughts on it. I think this fight could be improved if the stand user got beat up more, but you know, it's fine. We're rolling with it. Okay, so next we have Babyface. I'm not a fan of how this one gets created. I don't know, I guess the fight was kind of neat because he was like turning them into Minecraft blocks, so that was different, but aside from that unique little thing there, I just wasn't very invested in this one. Great father figure though, we love to see it. So next up, I also put Black Sabbath in F tier because it was also just one of those ones I felt like I was just waiting for it to be over. Like you just want to see the main character beat him so he can get into the mafia so that the story can begin. It was essentially a vampire, you just had to get in the sunlight to kill it. And the last one on F tier is Sorbet and Gelato. Yeah man, they kind of suck. They didn't even actually get to do a fight. Okay, and on screen now is the F tier. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the E tier fights, which I'm gonna start with Soft Machine. This one I probably dislike the most. I didn't put in F tier because at least we get like, was it the torture dance that everyone likes? So I'm putting it just a tier above because of that. I thought the ending was kind of stupid too because it was like the whole ship was a fake ship and then it folds in on itself or something. I don't know, that kind of seemed stupid to me. Next I put Clash and Talking Head. I kind of hated Talking Head because it could have so easily been countered. All you have to do is think of the opposite of what you want to say and then you would say what you actually want to say. It was frustrating seeing like the main cast not pick up on the fact that, oh hey, he's in distress right now, obviously he's not saying what he wants to say. It was just a frustrating to watch fight. At least it was satisfying seeing how both of the enemies died. I love the shark design too. So next I put King Crimson. The highlight here for me was probably Silver Chariot's thing and everyone getting like swapped around. I love those kind of things. It's silly and it's weird. Despite being the final fight, I just wasn't interested in it very much. Like they get to the fight and I'm like, okay, they're gonna be done in like 2 episodes because I don't see how this can get dragged on very much, but it got dragged for what, 5, 7 episodes? I mean, from what I can remember, it was mostly just all of them being like, wow, he can skip time, whoa, and the way the villain gets beat is just kind of, I don't know, it kind of felt kind of BS to me. That's it for E tier, that's all my thoughts there, so I'm gonna put on screen now what it looks like. Alright, next we're gonna move to D tier, which, starting it off, we have Man in the Mirror. I really like the mirror world, I found it interesting, like how it was all barren, it wasn't like people walking backwards in there or anything. And I like the mechanic of the user being able to control like who and what goes in through to the world. And I love the ending of this fight. I can't remember it exactly, but I remember thinking it was like exciting, and I love Purple Haze being featured in this. I wish that stand was used more, he's adorable. That's the only fight I have in D tier, so quick update. Now we're on the C tier, which I'm starting off with Craftwork. My first watch of part 5, I didn't think much of this fight, but the second time I was like, yo, this is actually really cool. Like he's on, like, they're on a moving vehicle on a truck, so that goes pretty hard. And like when he's on the floating rocks, it kind of had me thinking of Gmod. I completely forget what this guy's name was. I think it was Kale. And also this doesn't have to do with the villain guy, but I like that the main character who's fighting in this actually has to pay attention to the amount of bullets he has. I always appreciate stuff like that. Next we have White Album, and as much as I despise this user for being a loser, I think the power of ice is really quite nice. Okay, I'll stop now. This is another fight that has a moving vehicle, a car. I think a car is a great setting for a fight. This stand also has like skates on it, which I think that would be really fun to just use on a regular basis. I was a little confused at the end how the ice was like preventing the bullets from getting to him, but you know, maybe I gotta watch this a third time to understand that. So there's all the C tier fights. Now we're gonna move on to B tier, which I put Grateful Dead up here. This is another high up moving vehicle fight. This time it takes place in a train, which I have a soft spot for that because I'm a Red Dead fan. I would have loved it if John and Arthur pulled up mid-fight, but you know, I digress. The stand is one of the coolest designs, in my opinion. I think it looks so good. Like, I love the way it walks around stuff. Also, love the not subtle messaging of the smoke making people age drastically faster. And this fight has a fun fact about human body temperatures, so thank you, JoJo, very cool. And that's my only B tier fight, so on to A tier, I have Metallica at the start of it. I'm like a huge Metallica fan, so my bias might be shining through here. Regardless, his stand ability is metal as heck, man. I think I would very easily survive this fight though if I was there, because of my iron deficiency. I like that it can also make him go invisible, and I like the thing where you can like reattach his foot with it. Not entirely sure how that works, but cool as heck, man. I really think he should have won the fight though. Everyone probably complains about this in their tier list, but I'm gonna be one of those people too. The weight loss was so stupid. Like, oh what, you have low iron, so now there's somehow zero oxygen going through your bloodstream, and you still survive long enough to make a speech to him, and then to go seek out a frog to eat, and somehow eating that frog's blood is gonna make you live. I don't know, man. Still love the fight though. And then next we have Notorious Big, which this one is pretty different. Instead of taking place on a ground vehicle, we're in the sky this time. And I like to switch up here with the stand only being able to be activated once the stand user is dead. Also, this one gets a little bonus point for me because it reminds me of the thing. The way I was able to just like come back on the plane after being thrown off, that was like wild, but you know, love it. And how the stand couldn't actually get killed, but it became like a new sea monster. And we got to meet Spice Girl in this fight, so that's awesome. Next we have Lil Feet. Turtle, don't you dare comment what I think you will. I love this fight probably because I'm a Little Nightmares fan, so you know, like the tiny person in a giant environment gets me. And I also love Shadow of the Colossus. Also, I have to mention too, a few of my friends who are in the JoJo, when I talk about this scene, they completely forget about the bottle scene with the spider. I need to know, is that like a common thing that people just push out of their memory? I also love the little sewer scene with all the little rats and how we learn how like Aerosmith tracks carbon dioxide or whatever the thing we breathe out is, oxygen or something. The first time I watched this, I somehow completely forgot about the ending. I think it was because I was watching my friend stream it on Discord, and I think my internet was kind of bugging out around the end there, so I didn't quite catch it. But the second time around, I got to see it, and dude, it goes so hard, like with all the explosions and burning, and the villain here is like on fire, still trying to fight. Like, dude, that's so metal. So there's my A tier fights, and now we're on to the S tier. Starting with Wonderwall, I mean Oasis. This question has probably been asked a million times, but I need someone in the comments to give me their thoughts. So since his suit costume thing is his stand, does that mean non-stand users see him nude or see it? It's like one of those few ones that's visible to everyone. Okay, moving on. Anyway, I like here how he's like able to swim through the ground. It's like no clipping. It's so cool. And he's able to like eat the dirt and spit it out and have it be like spikes raining. Now, I'm not sure if this is a stand thing or if it's just more dog qualities for him to have, but I like the super hearing he had too, like being able to track where everyone is by hearing their footsteps. Also, I don't care what anyone says. I'm pretending that he'd survived the fight and he got to live a nice life after that. And finally, we have Green Knight. I really like the way this one's introduced with the two people getting disintegrated. I love how much panic the stand brings to everyone and like how much destruction it brings. I sound like some 14-year-old edgy kid, but I swear I love it. But I'm still confused on how he got a helicopter randomly. So I don't remember there one being nearby or in the background. Like I felt like I was playing Far Cry 6 again with all the helicopters spawning after every single mission. And also like when the spores are coming down on all the people below, I felt bad for bursting out laughing. But also low-key, it like reminded me of The Last of Us, specifically the game. That might just be me making connections because I love both of those and I'm like stretching it. Maybe you guys agree with that. Whatever, they're both like horror things. I don't know if it's just because it was late at night the first time I saw this fight. When he's like hiding in the helicopter and he's all like dismembered, it traumatized me, bro. But let's ignore the fact that I played God of War as a child. Can someone in the comments confirm if you would actually be able to dismember yourself that way and then reattach yourself and be fully functional after that? And yes, I'm still mad about how the fight ended. Stupid little 15-year-old kid, bro. I will live and die as a hater. But overall, yeah, no, this is still my favorite fight. So yeah, no, that was my ranking. This is my first time making like a tier list, so I hope I did this right. I might remake it in the future when I figure out how to make these things more properly. I just really wanted to get this video out here before I make anything else, because I don't even need a reason, bro. If you're a JoJo fan, you know how great this is. Alright, my battery's getting low. I gotta make this quick. Yeah, no, let me know what you guys rank these fights. Alright, love you guys. See you in the next video.